Well, hello and welcome. Today, I am super excited to announce Columbia Protection, and the owner, Mike Moglia, has joined Network in Action. Welcome to Network in Action, Mike.
Thank you, Jessica. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, super excited to have you provide such a unique service. So it just really fills a gap. So I'm really excited to talk to you about your business today. So, what I'm going to do is just ask you a few questions about your business, kicking it off with what inspired you to start Columbia Protection?
Oh, yeah, great question. Basically, I got out of the military and wanted to serve my community. And because of some of the injuries that I had, I wasn't able to work in law enforcement. So I found an alternative, which was the security field, still able to provide a protective service to people, which I was exceptionally good at. And continuing to do that, I started with a few different companies in the Spokane area and bounced around ultimately to ended up being in 5 different companies and organizations and provided multiple different kinds of security, whether it's patrol, standing sight, things like that. And I kept seeing issues in the industry, and that's everything from the companies kind of being sort of that fly by night type of security company, not particularly authentic. There was an instance where the employees weren't paid properly, and money was being taken out of their wages and going straight into the company's pockets, unfortunately. In some other issues like that, ethical and moral issues, saying that you'd provide a service to a client and then not doing that. That was one of the biggest ones. We'd see what are called ghost stops, which is when you're instructed by the company to say that you patrolled a specific location, but actually skip that location. And they would alter it and say, oh, it's this place this night, it's this place that night. And that wasn't something that I could stand
Mm,
stand for. If
yeah,
Yeah, it's one
yeah,
of those situations where you sign a contract, and at that point you're going to do that thing that you say you're going to do. So ultimately, ended up doing a security job with a friend of mine, and we got to talking and said, it might be good to start a company that does things the right way. And we basically took that script of how all these companies were doing things in the Spokane area and flipped it upside down and said, all right, we're going to operate by these tenets and follow our morals and ethics, and
yeah.
not be focused on the money. So here we are today.
I love it. You're really building it right, the building blocks. I love that you're not in a hurry. Every business owner that I meet, a lot of them are just want it all right now. And I really appreciate that you're putting in building the foundation for something that's long lasting. And I have to point out that the online reviews that you have are fabulous. So your reputation is already starting to speak for itself in the community.
Thank you.
I know that being a business owner comes with a ton of challenges. We all know that. What has been one of your biggest challenges that you've faced as a business owner so far, and how have you overcome it?
Yeah, good question. You're not kidding. There are a ton of challenges. For us, you can pretty much throw them all into a hat and take a handful out and say, all right, that's what we're dealing with this week. But the biggest thing for me and for the company has been just kind of getting our name out there. Spokane's a really hard market to break into, especially for a new small business. We've had a little bit of success. We've gotten in front of some of the right people, and they pass our reputation on to someone they know, and from there we expand a little bit. But we're still very much in our infancy in terms of getting out there and growing. So just getting in front of people really is the ultimate goal right now. And of course, we're always making sure that we're sticking to all the compliance requirements for the state on the back end of that. Different industries and things like that, as we do start to grow, may have different requirements. So that's kind of where we're at, just sort of being flexible and making all those connections and building relationships more than anything with our
Yeah,
clients.
I love that. So there's lots of different ways to measure success in business beyond just the financial metrics. How do you like to measure success?
Well, I do it in several ways. One of those is by basically keeping a finger on the pulse of our client locations and talking to our clients specifically and saying, hey, how are things going around here? I have my patrol officers go into those business locations and talk to the staff and say, hey, everything all right? You guys good? You need anything? That sort of thing. Real personable,
Mm,
building those connections with not just the manager or the owner of the property, but the people there as well. So having that open line of communication, I find, is huge. And provided everything goes well with that, we know we're doing a good job. In addition to that, we also have a really unique way that we measure success, which is tracking crime stats in the area of our patrols. And this is easier in areas where we have multiple patrols, but we do track individual locations as well. And we can get down to just about 2 blocks or so from the location. And a good example is we've got a health clinic in North Spokane, and we've seen in a decrease, actually, a measurable decrease in crime around the property since we started our patrols there. And you can go back through several months of history and see just how it is trending downward. So we're really excited to see that, seeing that we're helping
Yeah,
that specific neighborhood reduce crime as well as the client.
I love that. Good for you. So share with us one last question. What makes working with Mike and Columbia Protection special or different from working with one of your competitors?
I think the biggest thing is you feel like you're working with a friend. It's a situation where security is a very difficult matter for a lot of people. There's concerns about violence, theft, vandalism, things like that. And when you've got somebody that you can genuinely trust and talk to and express concerns to, it's huge. So being able to call me on the phone at any time with a question or a concern or a suggestion or really anything, and have me pick up and say, yeah, that's no problem. We'll get that taken care of for you first thing in the morning, or whatever the case is. And sometimes it, might be something immediate as well. So just having that open line of communication with somebody that is trustworthy is really the everything that we seek to embody as an organization. And personally, I think we've done a pretty good job at that so far. Of course, we're always learning and we're always growing, and just building those relationships and friendships. And really, ultimately, that's what Columbia Protection stands for: is ethical friendship and support of whatever your business needs are.
Yeah, and even what you had alluded to earlier, where some folks might cut corners, you kind of have your core foundations, your core values, and you hold the integrity within the company, kind of hold the line. I think that really sets you apart as well, because people love to take shortcuts.
Hmm. Very true. Yeah, we seek to set the standard in everything that we
Yeah,
do. So no shortcuts
yeah.
for us.
Really appreciate that about you, Mike.
Thanks.
So I'm so excited to have you part of our business community. Welcome to Network in Action.
Thank you very much, Jessica.